Good evening, everyone. Today it is 1:23:24, and we are going to do a breakdown on the day trade ideas for 1:24:24 and kind of go over the flow, go over some entries on what I'm looking for. Just since we didn't have a lot of swing trades again so far this week, I want to try to get these videos out just to kind of help everybody learn and obviously add value for everybody's subscription. So, let's kind of go through this not super fast, but just kind of go over some flow and stuff of what I'm seeing, and you can match this up with the screenshots that I put into the watch list area as well. So let's start here. So the first idea is meta calls, and that is the 390 call less than 383.10. So let's go over the flow first here. Obviously, you can see this is pretty bullish flow, and the filter I have for that. So 40K, 30 days to expiration. And obviously you can see pretty bullish flow. Little kind of choppier stuff here throughout the day. Some flow alerts earlier, but I usually tend to look at like the last hour of the day just to kind of get an idea of the sense of what people are going to see in the upcoming days. So starting here, obviously you can see we have this big flow alert here coming in at 1456. So flow alert here on the 22385 calls. Huge premium here, 145K each. So little over 700,000 here. Bid side put, I usually don't take a lot of bid side stuff just because bid side stuff you don't need the stock to move for that. It can just chop just because you're looking for that theta decay. So, and again, we have another 2-day weekly on the 385 here. 44,000, not huge. Coming down here a little bit more, obviously, another short-term call here, and these are in the money, obviously, but Meta can move a lot in the day. I mean, you might see a $10 move, so this doesn't concern me too much. The 370, 9 days out. Again, $15 move for Meta isn't unheard of. And a little earlier here, 1419 area, obviously 385 calls again here. All 9 days to expiration. And big size here. If I had to take an educated guess, this is probably the same whale hitting there and then hitting there. Just an educated guess. So now let's look at the entry here. So Meta, this is what I have here right now. So I have 383.10, and obviously I adjust in the morning and just kind of bumping this out to the 1 hour at first. Obviously, and I'm looking for that 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I'd like to see that pullback where we can get what we put into the trade. So our chart there, bump down to the half hour. Looking at good support right here. Obviously, we have the candle that came down a little bit more there. Good support here, good support here. Bump it down a little bit more to the 15. Start narrowing in a little bit. Seeing basing there, basing there, basing here, and some basing there. I mean, could go down a little bit more, but 382.66. Obviously, if we gap, it's a little different with how I do that. Bumping it down to the 5-minute. Obviously, you can see good spot there, good spot there, good spot there. Getting a little tighter there, good spot there, and the 1-minute, which I do all my trading on, just so you can get that perfect entry, I'd like to call it. So again, you can see rejection, or bounce, 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 bounce. And I mean, we bounced after a big drop there too, which is a good sign. Obviously, we dropped here at open, came back up. Moving over to yesterday. Good basing here, it looks like. We bounced here a little bit, as you can see. And moving back another day, obviously. Bounce, 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 bounce. So that's kind of my entry on Meta. Obviously, we'll adjust that in the morning. So let's move on to Amazon here. Or nope, sorry, let's do NVIDIA first. I'm trying to go in the order of my callouts. So NVIDIA, and this was 85K, not 850,000. So 85K, 30 days to expiration. Obviously, you can see a lot of bullish flow here again. And again, these are deeper in the money, but NVIDIA obviously can swing a lot. I mean, even today, just looking at NVIDIA, look at our price range for the day, 590 all the way up to 600, or that was yesterday. Today, I mean, 585 all the way up to 602. So, I mean, you can, this is when I kind of look at the in the money stuff, and I'm trying to make that educated guess. Now, if something like, let's say, Ford was $20 in the money, Ford doesn't move that much versus an NVIDIA. So, obviously, we get out of the way there. So $5.60, even $30 in the money isn't horrible to watch, but seeing that high premium here, 580 calls here, 16 days out, good premium. 597 calls here, 9 days out, 154. 650 call, 30 days out, 129K. I think I might have missed that in my write-up. Some more 580 calls here, really close together. Could be the same person, can't 100% say, but similar sizing, similar premium. You get the idea. And coming down here, this was the other one that I pointed out, the flow alert on the 600 call for the weekly for 559K. That is huge because this is out of the money. You have theta decay, so that's what sticks out there to me. And now let's look at the entry. So the entry, obviously, NVIDIA, we were just talking about this. It moves a lot through the day, so let's start out at the hour chart. Let me delete some of these old lines out. So you're looking at the hour chart here. Obviously, we're under the support a little bit. You could probably bump this up to about 592.63. Expecting kind of a gap tomorrow morning, so obviously we'll adjust. These are just preliminary entries, and obviously you can see that volume picking up here as well. 30 minutes coming down here, still sitting good support. Go to the 5 minute. So this, obviously, we had that big sell-off this morning, 2 million volume there, but getting to see that volume picking up here towards the end of the day on the little rise. 1 minute chart. Come down here. And if I wanted to be aggressive, I would have probably put the entry at about 593.10, but we'll see where we are in the morning, obviously. So 591.67 here. Another good high bounce spot there, and again, that's a bounce after an aggressive sell-off with an aggressive buy in there, and you can kind of see that here as well. Aggressive sell-off, obviously we broke through, but then we had an aggressive bounce here as well. Now let's come over here. Obviously, good support here, it looks like, with a nice bounce there. And I think this might be, let me bump back out to the 5. Did we, was this, yeah, I think we're at all time high. So, yeah, so, okay, yeah, that's really kind of all we have to go off of, back to 119. So, again, this is kind of the issue with trading stuff at all-time highs. You don't have that much data to go back. There's no historical data to go back. I mean, we have 3 days of data. So that's kind of the entry there. Obviously, you want that good entry. You don't want to chase and get stopped out. So next up now is Amazon. So let me pull up the flow here. So Amazon. And for that flow, I had 33K. And then everything will always be 30 days expiration for the day trade ideas, just because you want that. For day trades, like perfect example. We don't care about something that's coming in for 560 days out for a day trade. Why do we care about what's happening in 500 days? We want that short-term ideas from these whales. So here's Amazon 33K, 30 days to expiration. So right away, what sticks out to me, and more than likely this is probably the same whale. Good educated guess, obviously same premium, roughly the same sizing. We have, sorry, got a text looking at, so 155 on the weekly, or 155 calls on the weekly 126 chain, so over 400,000 here on premiums. Obviously, we have some more 145 calls here, 23 days out. Almost 200,000 in premium there. Can't 100% say it's the same whale, but again, educated guess. And coming down here, and looking at this one, so this is something, usually I don't like to touch on multi-legs, but to me this is a roll, and you can pull that up and you can easily just pull this into the option profit calculator. You can see it's a called debit spread. So just pulling up here, obviously this whale wants Amazon to go up so they can make some profit. That's kind of usually how I like to check multi-leg trades, because I'm not a spread trader. I do not trade spreads. I do not like trading spreads just because there's so much that can go into them and all that. So, but that is that roll there. And then obviously we have 165 call there for 216. And then we have another short-term 157.5 call for 58K. So that's the flow for that. Now let's touch on the entry. So entry on Amazon obviously is going to be a little more conservative just with the gap up right now and kind of the run up. So again, an aggressive entry for me would probably be in this 155.11 range, but I like that 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So here we are today. Obviously, you can see bounce, rejection there, but came up strong buying volume there. Coming back to yesterday, we failed the bounce there, and then bounce close to it, bounce at it, reject, or break through the support. You can tell I'm thinking puts at some point here. And another bounce there, and coming over to 119. Good spot here, bounce, and we came up good there. And let's look at this on the 5-minute and kind of go out instead of the way I've been showing everybody. So 5-minute chart, obviously you can see this here as well. Good bounce spot, good bounce spot, good bounce spot, good bounce spot. And you don't need these huge entries. I mean, this small entry right here, 154.63 up to 155.29, that's a huge move on these contracts. So again, that is kind of the breakdown on the day trade ideas. So if I can't get swing trades out, this is kind of going to be my backup, just kind of help with entries and everything and kind of go over flow. So again, I'd like to do 2-3 videos a week of these. Obviously, our Sunday video, which is public just for unusual whales and stuff, and then a couple videos during the week, barring obviously what's going on during the week and stuff. So otherwise, that's all I have for today. Tried to keep this under 15 minutes just to make this easy for everybody to catch up on and listen, but that's all I have tonight. I'll get the evening briefing up here shortly and Netflix earnings up here shortly. I just got to edit up my Netflix earnings. I have it all done, just got to format it and spell check it. All right, otherwise, have a great night, everyone.